Are you considering selling your house? Stop. Seriously. Put down the for sale sign. Back away slowly. You're about to commit a major financial faux pas. This video is all about 10 reasons why you should never sell your house. Never. Have you ever played Monopoly? Seriously. What do you do? What's the object in Monopoly? To get all the properties, right? And how often do people actually sell their properties? Not very often. They just collect properties until they win the game. The same is true in life. You may think this is counterintuitive, but I am one of the most honest realtors out there. There's a lot of realtors that will never tell you don't sell your house. Give me that like thumbs up if you're good with that. The biggest mistake I see people make is moving without a plan. Selling without a purchase plan is kind of like jumping out of a plane without a parachute, and then while you're on the way down, try to figure out where is my parachute. So don't do that. You risk becoming a very expensive renter, burning precious equity on temporary housing. Unfortunately, rents are going one direction, straight up. Rents are going up. At least when you have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, your mortgage payment is going to remain the same the entire duration of whatever mortgage period you agree to. Most people, it's a 30-year fixed. But there's a lot of 15-year loans out there as well. So you want to be aware of your unique situation. If you owned your home for more than 5 years, you have probably locked in a very low interest rate. And it's almost impossible to get out of. There's a lot of people that are locked in place right now that will not be moving in the near future, and that is your best decision right now. However, you always want to have a contingency plan. And whatever plan you intend to embark on, you want to test that plan out in advance. Like if your plan is to live in the RV, you want to live in the RV at least for a few weeks to see what it's like. For those selling without a plan, congratulations. Traded your 30-year fixed rate mortgage in for a landlord named Steve who's going to raise your rent every single year. So how's that for lifestyle inflation? Avoid making decisions when you have any kind of emotional baggage. Never make a 7-figure decision when you're under stress. Heartbreak, or just fed up maybe with a neighbor that you can't stand anymore with his leaf blower every Saturday morning. What you're really doing is reacting to a temporary situation. It may last 6 months, may last a year, may last 5 years, but it's temporary. And a lot of these things are not worth becoming a renter. Avoid the impulse liquidation trap. You want to avoid seller's remorse, especially when you're emotionally involved in some way. Maybe you have an annoying neighbor that every Saturday comes out with his leaf blower. You don't want that. You don't want to make a decision based on that. Maybe you have a neighbor that plays loud music every weekend, the entire weekend. There's things that can be done to remedy that. And moving may not be the best decision to take care of a small, temporary annoyance. A bad breakup is not a good reason to sell your home. It'll be much less costly to get a therapist and not a moving van. Do you ever regret a big impulse buy? Share your story down below. I'm sure a lot of people will love to read about it. Now, did you ever buy a llama? Be honest. I know some of you out there have. I've seen them. This is where he hangs out. Right there. And here is Mr. Llama hanging out. Hello. On Oso Parkway, there's a llama that watches all the cars go by. I'm not sure if the owner regrets it, but every time I see that llama, I think that. When you're selling a house, you got to be prepared for the cost tsunami, an avalanche of fees, expenses, commissions. Contrary to popular belief out there, selling a house is not free. Not free at all. There's a lot of expenses that you're going to have that are unexpected. A lot of these costs can be deferred until we close escrow, but at escrow, they're all going to be paid before the house conveys to the new owner. So if your financial cushion is a little bit thin, you're going to have fees that you didn't even know were going to come up. There's going to be expenses. Maybe the roof needs work, foundation, the HVAC system, the plumbing, the electrical. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong in your house that the buyer's going to want fixed. So a lot of sellers think, oh, I'm just going to sell as is, or I'm not selling. Even if you sell as is, you still have broker commissions to pay. You still have title insurance. You still have the escrow expenses. You still have the notary. There's all these fees that you have that you didn't expect that are going to come up. You need to be aware. And some of these fees, a lot of them can be deferred in like a lot of the repair expenses. If you want to remodel, we have an outside company that will come and do that for you. But these expenses, you are going to have them for sure. If you have been blindsided by unexpected expenses when selling a house, put ouch down below in the comments. Another reason never to sell is it's very difficult to time the market. It's a misnomer that you can do that. A lot of cities right now in South Orange County have actually delved into buyer's market. So I actually have a list of every city in South Orange County, and I can tell you exactly what's going on in each market. I could tell you the absorption rate of homes on the market. I could tell you the median sales price, and it's all in this report. I should actually do a market update video on it. But if you're wondering what's going on in your city, don't be afraid to ask me or ask down below in the comments. I'll respond to it. Don't worry. I'll respond to it for you. Now, selling into a buyer's market is the fastest way to leave thousands and thousands of dollars on the table, especially here in Southern California, Orange County. As a seller, you really need to know the hyper-local absorption rate. So exactly what's going on, not only in your city, but in your community and in your neighborhood. Be aware of how many homes are actually on the market right now. If there's more than 5 in your neighborhood for sale, may not be the best time to try to sell. If you could afford it, definitely wait. It's much better to be the only house for sale in the community and the neighborhood than one of 10 or one of 20. As more homes come up for sale, the less negotiable buyers become. Selling your house in a down cycle market is like going to a perfectly good party at 7 and leaving at 8. Because you're going to miss all the fun and the peak valuation of your property. So don't sell in a down market. Do you want me to review your city's market dynamics? Put your zip code down below in the comments, and I will probably do it for you. The power of passive wealth. Your house is a long-term appreciation machine. If you sell, not only are you forfeiting a lifetime of passive cash flow and amazing tax deductions, or making it, if it's possible in your city, a vacation rental. A lot of things that you can do instead of selling. And while you're doing this, the power of inflation hedging is working for you. A home or a house is much better than a lot of other investments like gold and silver. Gold and silver are not going to pay you a rent every month. You cannot live in gold and silver. Or Bitcoin, for that matter. There's no passive income coming from it. There's no tax deductions from owning gold and silver. It's just a bet that it's going to go up and you're going to be able to sell it to the next guy for a little bit more. No, a home has a purpose. You can live there, you can rent it out, you can make it a vacation rental, family can use it. It's got a lot more value than a lot of other investments out there. Renting a house out is like having a money tree that somebody else waters at their expense, then pays you rent for the privilege. Would you rather sell now or hold for 5 more years? Put sell down below in the comments to vote for sell, or put hold down below to vote for hold for 5 more years. The all fix it later lie. This happens a lot. So buyers come into your house and they see all these things wrong, the peeling paint, the dripping faucet, and they factor that into their offer and then they double it. So very unreasonable buyers. So you want to avoid that at all costs if you're selling. Deferred maintenance is the enemy of a high sales price. One thing you definitely want to do is fix the big items, the foundation, the roof, the HVAC system. You want those top notch. And all these pesky small requests, just say no. most buyers that really want your house are going to let those things go. You know that one little repair that you've ignored for 3 years? Well, it just became a $15,000 negotiation point. Ever walk away from a home that needed extensive repairs? Put deal breaker down below in the comments. I have lots of clients who over the years walked away from properties for one reason or another, a lot of times quite expensive, but looking back, they all, pretty much every single one of them, are kicking themselves because they see where prices are now. So if you're a buyer and the seller is not going to touch up the peeling paint, just look past that, because in 5 years you won't even think about it. The lack of intentionality. This is a big problem for a lot of people. Selling a home requires commitment because you're going to have to deal with staging, professional photos, video walkthroughs, all these floor plan measurements, mountains of disclosure documents. If your motivation is just kind of lukewarm, I want to sell, but not really, you're going to burn out and you're probably going to settle for a low offer. We don't want that. Your motivation level has to be high. Wait until you have a defined purpose and your logistical readiness to execute perfect sale is at its highest. That's how, and also be very, very patient. If you're not really ready to sell, buyers will sense that. I don't know how they do it, but they do. What is the one thing holding you back from selling your house? Share your reasoning and comment down below. There's a lot of phantom investors out there. You got to be really careful. A lot of times you don't even know it's an investor. They come in with it looks like a regular offer. You got to talk to their agent carefully to understand their motivations. The moment you sell to an investor or an iBuyer, your negotiating power is forfeited. It's gone. It's out the window. And that's because their business model is built on submitting lowball offers. And if they don't submit a super low offer, they're going to look their hardest to find super large repairs. I don't know, there's a lot of traps out there that you've got to watch out for. So if you sell your house for van life, the first time it rains for 3 days straight, you're going to regret selling your house. So one thing that I highly recommend that you do, if that is your plan, to go live in a van or an RV, is go live in a van or an RV before you sell your house, at least for a few months during the winter, during the snow, so you know if that's for you or not. Would you trade your house for van life? I want to know if that's something that you would do. Put down below in the comments van or stay. The biggest reason not to sell is the opportunity cost. Once you're out and you've sold, it's very difficult if you want to come back to the Southern California housing market. It's incredibly difficult due to increasing expenses, the increasing acquisition expenses or costs. Don't trade a fixed rate appreciating asset for something you can't easily replace. Do you believe Orange County real estate will keep going up? Put yes if you think so, no down below in the comments if you don't. Selling your house is a major financial and logistical event, no matter what situation you're in. This is a big asset. Don't rush into it emotionally, and definitely don't do it without a plan. However, if you must sell and you absolutely have to, I know a fantastic realtor that you can call, Grant Loel, and I'm happy to assist you. I'll probably try to talk you out of it, and I've talked a lot of people actually out of selling because it just wasn't right for them. So feel free to give me a call. You can reach me anytime at 949-354-4464, or you can email me at grant@grantloel.com. And share this video with somebody that needs to pump the brakes on selling.